Hey everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. My name is Tanya with Mind, Body, and Soul Company, and I make aromatherapy bath and beauty products. So today's soap is a Valentine's Day themed soap. We are going to be using a heart column mold, and then the rest of the soap will be white with a gold mica pour. So I'm just getting my lye water poured in here, and then I'm gonna give it a quick blend. The recipe I use is always down in the description box, and there is also kaolin clay and sodium lactate in here. Wait to blend it anymore until I get the fragrance in. So I'm just gonna set this over here. Then our fragrance oil is White Truffle Raspberry from Crafter's Choice. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that poured in. Now it does have 4% vanillin, so this is going to discolor. I will be adding in titanium dioxide to kind of help offset that, but it will end up being probably a cream or a light brown. It won't be a white soap. And this fragrance oil smells really nice. You definitely pick up the chocolate, I would say, more than anything, and you get just a touch of the raspberry and the truffle. All right, that looks good. And we're gonna go ahead and get our titanium dioxide in before we give it another blend. And another quick stir. All right, one more quick blend and then we'll get our mica drop in there. And it is already starting to thicken up, but that is okay because we want it to be a little thick so that the column doesn't sink to the bottom when I put it in. And then for our mica drop, we are using a Shimmering Gold from Nurture. And we're just gonna pour some in a couple different places, and then we'll swirl it. Just like that. Okay, so we're gonna get our mold up here and get our soap in. All right, so we're gonna get our first layer in here. Now I will say with the mica drop swirls, you tend to need to leave your soap in the mold a little longer. Not a lot longer, just a few more hours typically, because you know that's just straight oil. There's no lye in that portion. So I find that sometimes it's a little sticky if I don't leave it in a little extra, even with the sodium lactate. That was kind of a messy pour there. And here is the column mold. It came from Brambleberry, and then this is colored with magenta from Brambleberry. And I'm just going to set this over on the right-hand side here. I did measure it. It didn't quite fit in the mold, so I did have to chop a little off. All right, that is good there, and now we'll get the rest of the soap in. And you do want to make sure you get it all around the column so there's not a bunch of air pockets. So I'm just kind of placing it on there, and then we'll even it out and smack it down in there. All right, so I'm gonna smack this down real quick, and then we're just gonna drizzle the rest of this mica on top and then give it a swirl. All right, so I have my skewer here. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. And we're just gonna lightly swirl the top. Just like that. Now I am also gonna be adding rose petals to the top, so some of this will get covered up, but it'll be nice to have the swirl on the parts that are exposed. Missed a spot or two down there. There we go. And now we'll get our rose petals on. I'm just using some pink rose petals. I love how this is kind of that creamy yellow right now. We'll see what color it ends up, but really pretty currently. I think I'm gonna spritz it with alcohol before I add the rose petals. It'll need to be sprayed again to cut down on any ash that might form, but I like to give it an initial spray when I'm putting botanicals on top. All right, and then for the rose petals, I'm just gonna go down the one side with a light sprinkle. And some of these will of course come off when I cut it. I think that looks good there. All right, I think it looks perfect. So I'm gonna give it one more spritz with the rubbing alcohol, and then I will bring you in for a close-up. We are back to cut my White Truffle Raspberry soap. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get it laid on its side here. I don't think the rose petals will cause too much dragging, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it on its side anyway. And we're gonna start with just taking a little end piece off. Oh, definitely hitting that embed there. Hopefully that's not going to be too hard to get through with the cutter. Let's give it another go here. There we go. That turned out super cute. Love the way the heart looks in the top. And I can already see where it's discolored some, but I don't think it's gonna go a lot darker, so that is good there. This fragrance oil did have 4% vanillin in it, but I think with the titanium dioxide, it's gonna offset that. Did go through a little bit of a gel that I can see. Took Luna on her walk this morning. It was a balmy 26 degrees. So I am definitely ready for spring to be here. It's fine when it's cold at Christmas for a couple weeks. Then it's time for things to warm up. And you can see the mica swirl there on the side. It's a real pretty color here. There we go, and it looks like for the most part, no big air bubbles in the column mold, so happy with that. I hadn't done a column mold before. So I was a little worried about there being a bunch of air pockets, but I think we got it tapped down enough where that wasn't really an issue. Got one little one there. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, and I will catch you in my next one.